Welcome back. More on our top story. Singapore is set to invest millions to drive maritime research and technological innovation to boost efficiency. One example is a new digital platform, Oceans X, that allows port operators and shipping firms to exchange data directly. For more on this, we speak to David Foo. He is the Deputy Chief Executive of Operations and Technology at the Maritime and Port Authority. David, welcome to the show.
Hi, Angela. Glad to be here.
Well, we want to know a bit more about Oceans X as a platform. So it's supposed to connect ports and also streamline data exchange. What specific pain points does it actually solve? And why is this actually quite a good moment to roll it out?
Well, Angela, actually at its core, the Oceans X tries to solve a fragmentation problem. Fun fact, by the way, Oceans is actually an acronym. It stands for Open or Common Exchange and Network Standardization. And the X demarcates the platform for which the data exchange can happen. So what we aim to do is to make sure that we can provide trusted data so that when the different stakeholders actually utilize the platform, they can actually use this data and then be able to do transactions across the entire maritime ecosystem, especially with Digital Port at SG, which is our maritime single window.
Now, with the ongoing disruptions, especially with the Middle East tensions going on now, how can Oceans X help ports and also shipping lines respond more quickly and more efficiently?
Well, we did not launch Oceans X specifically because of the Middle East conflict. In fact, disruptions, I would say, it's commonplace in shipping, but shipping has so far has proven to be resilient. So in fact, in COVID-19 also, we experienced some shipping disruptions. But the key to addressing these disruptions is to make sure that we can make decisions much faster. So with Oceans X, actually, you get trusted data to make adjustments to some of your business decisions. So for example, if there are scheduled disruptions to shipping lines, actually you can use Oceans X data to find out what's the latest changes in data, use that to actually adjust your planning. And so you can actually overcome and mitigate some of these disruptions.
Yeah, you mentioned making decisions more quickly. If we were to kind of look in practical terms, how much time and also how much cost can we actually save with this?
Okay, there are many applications, but I will just focus on one, which is actually digital port clearance. So every year we actually host about 120,000 ships within Singapore Port. So before they come in, actually you have to do applications to come into our port, and they transact through our platform called Digital Port at SG. So already back in 2019, we had launched the Maritime Single Window. That actually saved up to 100,000 man-hours a year because it consolidated 16 forms into one single application. With Oceans X, actually, we want to do less of the form filling. We want to use trusted data automatically presented to, let's say, the agent or the shipping line so that they have less to key in. And then essentially, if, for example, an agent takes 20 minutes to fill a form, today he can do it within 10 minutes. So we aim to actually save an additional 20,000 more man-hours per year.
Yeah, well, it all sounds very good on paper, but adoption, of course, is key. How do you think, or how ready do you think industry players are in Singapore to take on this technology?
I would say, in principle, the industry is ready. But of course, we recognize that the industry has different levels of digital maturity. But what we actually design Oceans X to do is to make sure it's as simple a format as possible so that with a few clicks, you can actually get ready code to deploy within your own systems. So for large shipping lines, it's quite easy because they have existing systems. So they can deploy this code within the system without changing anything major. For smaller and medium enterprises, actually they can start building applications using Oceans X and then to get it deployed within a very short time.
Well, other major ports, apart from Singapore, also investing very heavily in digitalization and AI as well. So how does Oceans X then strengthen Singapore's position in relation to all these other transshipment hubs?
Well, Singapore, I would say it's a global hub port. So it's important for us to maintain our digital connectivity with every other port in the world because basically maritime transport is a global sort of value chain. So it actually allows us to work very closely with other ports. Ships that come from other ports can actually share the data with Oceans X, and then we can also share the same data with other ports so that the shippers don't have to replicate or duplicate some of these administrative tasks. And then people can actually focus more on the higher value work.
Well, David, thank you so much for coming in and sharing more about this Oceans
Pleasure
X
to
with
do
us.
so. Thank you.
I've been chatting with the Deputy Chief Executive at the MPA, David Foo.